Good morning, students. Welcome to your social studies class. Today we are going to start our second chapter of geography, which is latitudes and longitudes. In your previous class, you have already discussed about the topics latitudes and longitudes, but now we are going to discuss about these concepts in brief discussion. So starting with the introduction, as we know that Earth is like an orange which has a bulge in the center and flattened at the ends. We know that Earth rotates on its axis and the end of the axis are called pole. And the pole which points toward the North Star is called North Pole and the opposite one is called South Pole. If a line is drawn which is from equal distance from North Pole and South Pole, this imaginary line is called equator. So, this imaginary line which is known as equator divide the earth into two equal halves, or we call it into two equal spheres. The upper sphere is called northern hemisphere and the below sphere is called southern hemisphere. Now, as we know that we already know from the beginning that our earth has flattened. So, but we know that the shape of the earth is also round. Some people fear that if there are some flat ends of the earth, then if a ship wants to travel, it will fall. But it is a lie. Our earth is round in a shape. If we want to travel on the ship will never fall, because if we want to like we all know that there was one scientist who discovered that earth is round. So this is your work, students. You have to find out who has discovered that the shape of the earth is round. So no matter how far you want to go, you will never fall, because the earth has no flat ends or no edges. So as we all have seen the model of the earth which is known as globe. So what is globe? Here the question arises, what is globe? As the shape of the earth needs to be explained with the help of a model, and that model is called globe. So globe is defined as the small spherical model of the earth. The globe have a very important role in helping us understand the shape of our home planet, because globes are of the same shape of the earth and it is possible to create very accurate globes. As globes are of different size and different types, as the size of the globe is big, then it becomes very difficult to carry that globe from one place to another. But if the size of the globe is small, it is easy to carry globe from one place to another. So on a globe, we can see different oceans, different continents and different countries at a correct position. But it has a limitation. If its size is very big, it is not possible to carry globe from one place to another. But beside its limitation, globe is the best representation of the earth on a very small scale. As we know that the surface of earth is so vast, so to help us to find out the different places or to locate the places on the globe, there are different imaginary lines which are drawn on the globe are called latitudes and longitudes. We will discuss about all these lines, imaginary lines, latitudes and longitudes one by one. So starting with the first imaginary line, which is called latitude. Now we will discuss about the latitudes. So what are the latitudes? So latitudes are the lines which are drawn round the earth parallel to equal circles which grow smaller and smaller from the equator to the poles. The circle is largest at the equator, so the equator is the greatest circle on the earth, but at the pole it is merely a point. The lines are marked off at an interval of 1 degree north and south up to 90 degree. So there are total 90 lines of latitude up to North Pole and 90 latitudes up to South Pole. So the total number of latitudes are there 180, but the equator is also known as 0 degree latitude. So the sum total of latitudes are 181 latitudes. So latitudes are those imaginary lines which drawn from the equator, and there are total 181 latitudes in total of the globe, right? So there are some important latitudes that we should have learned. First one, as we know that equator is at 0° latitude, which divide the earth into two equal halves. First one is northern hemisphere and the below part is called southern hemisphere. So from 0° equator to 23.5° north is called Tropic of Cancer, right? Then from 0° latitude to 23.5° south, it is called Tropic of Capricorn, right? So moving on to the 23.5° north to 66.5° north, this is called Antarctic Circle. And then moving from 23.5° south to 66.5° south, it is called Antarctic Circle. And then from 66.5° north to 90° north, it is called North Pole. And from 66.5° south to 90° south is called South Pole. So these are the important latitudes which we should learn. But the word north and south also always used, because N denotes the north hemisphere and S denotes the southern hemisphere. So we have discussed about the different latitudes. What are the different important latitudes? First one, Tropic of Cancer. It lies on 23.5° north. And then second one, Tropic of Capricorn. It lies on 23.5° south. Then Arctic Circle, it lies on 66.5° north, and Antarctic Circle, it lies on 66.5° south. So these are the important latitudes, and we should learn these important latitudes to locate different places on the globe. Moving to the next topic, which is the heat zones of the earth. As earth is divided into three different zones according to the climate basis. The first zone is torrid zone, the second zone is the temperate zone, and the third zone is frigid zone. So starting with the first zone, which is known as torrid zone. So this zone lies between 23.5° north, Tropic of Cancer, and 23.5° south, Tropic of Capricorn. So this zone is known as torrid zone, as we know that the places which are located near the equator or on the equator receive the direct sun rays. So that's why the temperature here is very much hot. Then moving to the second temperate zone, second heat zone, which is known as temperate zone. This zone lies between Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere, and then Tropic of Capricorn to the Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere. Here the rays of the sun reaches very less or in slant direction, so the temperature here is moderate, neither too hot and not too cold. Moving to the last heat zone is known as frigid zone. So these zones receive very less sunlight, so the area here, the climate of this zone is very much cold, as these zones are always covered with snow throughout the year. So this was the introductory part of this chapter, in which you have discussed about the importance of globe, what the globe represents. Then we have discussed the imaginary lines which are drawn on the globe for helping us to finding out the location of different places. Then we have discussed the heat zones like torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone. I hope students you understand the topic. Thank you students and have a nice day.